It's pretty close to it. Should I show them? There's no audio. I mean, yeah. What's up, people? Ah. Yeah, totally. Cause look, that's hilarious.
I think I would pick Danger Zone from Top Gun as my entrance song. What do you think, Chip? What's that? I would go with Danger Zone for my entrance song. It works for Maverick.
That's good.
I like that.
Hamlin's is pretty good, even though you're not a Hamlin fan.
What was it?
Rocky.
Yeah, that's old. We've been watching Rocky movies for years now, though, so that's kind of...
But I mean, to come into Bristol with that music,
Yeah.
you know, like fight music.
He went out like a Russian.
Man. Don't pick your nose right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you. First text message of the night comes from Cupcake. And then Joey. Joey Myers.
Everybody's saying no sound, no sound, no sound.
Joey Myers, Brad Spotter now. Saying,
12 spotter.
yeah, glad to see you got messed up like Jeff did. Oh, here they come.
Honestly, man. Nobody's texting me.
Yeah, here they come. That you wish you could hear us.
Yeah.
Second text. Yeah. Don't stutter. I can't believe people have been in there for 2 or 3 hours. Yeah.
Seriously?
Who said that? Oh, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that narrows it right down.
Nice computer. Thank you. Somebody says unclick the mute button.
It's a little behind.
What up, people? How about Mike Davis had a fan come out for him today? Because that girl. Yeah. No. I saw you retweeted it, but I didn't see.
Picture I just made of Mike. I got this new app on my iPhone. It's called Stash Tastic.
With what, you put mustache on people? Seriously?
Look at him.
What?
I put it, huh? Oh, my bad. I didn't say bullshit.
Now you did.
Did I say that?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Bang. Yeah. Hello.
Wait. See, some people see this thing just said that. Said about coming in Bristol with that music, fight music. So some of you people can hear.
Yeah, I'm probably going to
No.
watch what I say from now on.
Yeah, I guess so.
And not, actually, something's getting through because this person's yeah, but this person's talking about something we just talked about a second ago. There's no way they would have guessed it.
They said, yeah, the sound's very faint. So apparently they can hear some of it. Yeah.
Turn your speaker up. Turn your speakers up, people.
Somebody just said your phone is way cooler than mine. It's true.
I know my phone's cooler than your phone. Dude, it's skipping though, I mean.
This? Yeah, I can read it. Yeah. Oh God. They just zoomed in on it. Oh my God.
What's all them stickers under there, Chip? They are. I don't think that's in your bag. Earlier. Yeah. One pie. Fried?
I think to start off, I'll just ask you, um, like, how you became. Just initially, just take us through how you became a spotter first, and then I'll get to the questions. Cause just like give us some background, like we did when we were in Charlotte that one day in the rain, or something like that.
Use that Google Chrome.
Uh,
That's what I use too.
yeah. I like it.
I just use it a couple days ago. I love it.
Yeah, it's good. Plus, I like that when you go up here to start searching for something, it's like regular Google. Yeah,
Another bar.
exactly.
Another search bar.
Yep, yep.
You better give me a countdown before that thing goes live. I already got her saying a word I didn't even say. Are any swear words legal?
Dan?
Damn.
All right, TJ, they can hear us now. What's up? I'm Jeff Gluck from SBNation.com. That's TJ Majors, spotter for the 88 team. I know you guys have been watching us for the last 10 minutes, just on the mute button there. But now you can hear us. So welcome to AmpUp88.com. This is the place where they can amp up before the race each week. This is the place where they go. So that's the place to do it. If you go to that site that you guys are already on, there's a few things that you should check out. One is there's daily sweeps every single day. They can get a Dale Jr. autographed item, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool website. I've checked it out a bunch. It's kind of hard not to go to when your face is splashed all over it there.
So,
for a
yeah,
little while.
you've had 2 weeks of that.
Yeah.
And you can get TJ's Twitter feed on there. And there's also a video series where they have Lance McGrew is the latest one, the Off the Track video series this week. Next week, the person's face that will be plastered all over there is Doug Dukart. He's VP of Development for Hendrick Motorsports, and that is going to be a 12:30 chat next Wednesday, not 7 p.m. So if you want to check that out. But right now, let's get started with TJ. TJ, I just want to ask you to start out with, before we get to the fan questions, can you just kind of give everybody like a little bit of background on how you got started in the whole spotting thing? Because I know a lot of people might not be familiar.
I became a spotter initially. I was working at MB2 Motorsports, and Ryan Pemberton was the crew chief, and I was just kind of part-time then, and we were running Boris said in some road races, and Ryan asked me if I would be interested in doing it, and I had some racing experience, so I went and did it, and I don't know, I just guess I was just kind of a natural at it, and that kind of led to some things with Scott Riggs and Joe Nemechek, and just, kind of up the ladder from there. I was spotter for, Junior Motorsports since it started, and, it's always been a, once you start out, you always kind of want to get to the next level or the next level or the next level. I've spotted for all the series, and you just kind of want to get to the top tier there, and, I finally, was able to achieve that now, and really enjoy what I do.
So I guess the first question we'll do is from Joni Shattuck. I hope I pronounced your name right, Joni. I'm sorry. Do you do anything for the team besides spotting?
I'm just a full-time spotter. When I go to the racetrack, I just work for the Nationwide car and the Cup car. I stay pretty busy on Friday and Saturdays, and Sundays, of course, too. But during the part of the week, I don't work in the shop anymore. I'm just a full-time spotter for both series.
West Coast Gal 88 would like to know, she says that you're always the calm, solid rock of spotters. Is there any pre-race rituals that you have to get kind of in that zone where you're so focused?
Sometimes I'll plug my iPod in or use my phone and just play some music on it. And I've got a little playlist I like to listen to, but I don't really have any rituals or anything like that. I guess it's always a challenge during the prayer every time. Just, you know, I always try to make sure. I always want to look so bad to see if everyone else's eyes are open, and I make sure I keep mine closed. But I always make sure I keep my eyes closed. I know that's kind of weird, but it's just one thing that I do.
Maybe you could take like your iPhone or something, or whatever phone you have, and just like take a picture while your eyes are closed or something.
Turn the video on and shoot a video and then look at it afterwards. But that's just one thing that I do. I don't know. It's probably kind of weird, but I don't have anything like socks or anything like that I have to wear.
Well, Joni again asks if you have a specific spot that you stand in each track, or is it who gets there first, or how does that whole thing work?
You know, everyone up there. We've kind of known each other for years, and we all kind of know where each other likes to stand at tracks and stuff. You know, at Daytona, I think I always stand. I could probably tell you where every guy is because we've all been in the same spot for the last, you know, however many years I've been spotting that I can remember. We've all kind of just picked the same spots. And, you know, I know when we go Daytona that I'm going to be in the bottom right-hand corner. And I've got a brick that I stand on, believe it or not. There's only 2 of us up there that use bricks, and it's me and the 18-spotter. But, you know, I get in the bottom right-hand corner. I got teammates within 10 feet of me, and I know right where they're at, you know, and I know that's important there. You know, and you just kind of know where everyone's at every week.
You have like one brick? Just like a single brick?
Yeah, it's like a cinder block.
Oh, okay.
They had up there
so
for
it's pretty big. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's big. It's probably still there right now. I've probably got my name on it because I rewrite my name on it every time we go back there.
Huh. So Gwen EG wants to know: is there any spotter that you don't get along with?
You know, we all pretty much all get along. We are all gonna stick up for our drivers, and you just learn how some drivers drive and how and some spotters react. You know, there's some of them you're not even worth wasting your breath with because there's their way and no way. And even though you know you're right, you just don't even deal with it. I mean, there's a handful of them like that. I won't use any names, but you know, you just know who they are.
Melissa Cody says that it's evident that you and Junior are friends. Does the stress of working together ever interfere with that?
You know, there's probably only been 1 or 2 times where we've had, you know, it's just something you learn along the way. You're put in different situations every week, and you don't really know how you're going to react until them situations come up. And there's only been, you know, 1 or 2 times where we've had to say, hey, you know, I didn't, you know, this is what I meant when I said that, and you know, he'd be like, this is what I need to hear when this happens, and you know, you just iron them out as you go along. But you know, it never really carries on. You just move on, learn from that, and move on. So we really don't have any problems away from the track with that.
So, but if there's something that happens during the race, you guys get home, he's not going to yell at you or something like that?
I don't think we've ever really. That's probably the wrong way about going about it. You know, it is going home and yelling. You know, the best way to talk about it is just, hey, this is what happened, and this is what you said, and this is what I want to hear. But you know, we've kind of clicked. He's heard me spot many races before I started spotting for him. You know, I spotted for that Nationwide car, and he's listened to a bunch of races do that, so he knew what I would say in certain situations, and he, you know, we just have clicked like that, and you know, being friends for so long too, he kind of knows what I would say about certain things, and I know what he's thinking. You know, we don't even have to really talk about it on the radio a lot of times. I know what he's thinking before he gets there, and it's kind of cool to see that stuff happen like that.
Along those same lines, Cricket Presley wants to know if you and you know who that person is?
No, it's just a nice name.
You just like her name, Cricket.
Cricket Presley.
Do you and Junior have secret words?
Not yet, but it might be time to start having some. I don't know.
Like
not
we're
yet.
listening and we tell everybody what you guys said?
I think if anyone was going to have secret words, I think me and Lance would probably have to have some.
Oh, so Junior wouldn't know?
Yeah, we've talked about having some code words and stuff like that, but I think we all know how that would go over.
Yeah. Joni wants to know, she hasn't heard you guys use the 1 bar or 0 bars in a while. Do you guys still use that as your code word? And can you explain what that means to them?
Yeah, all right. That's just something that we've kind of, just me and him personally have just started using because we understand each other that way. A 1 bar is a guy that doesn't have a clue. He's getting ready to lose his signal, which means probably wreck himself. you know, the more bars they have, the smarter they are and the safer they are to be around. You know, the easier it is to make a call. If you lose all your bars, you're going to drop your call, which means wreck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's some one bars out there. We still use that pretty regularly. I don't know, but he knows exactly. He could probably tell you he could tell me as quick as I could tell him, you know, hey, it's a 1 bar. 2 bars maybe on this guy, but we know who they are.
A fan wants to know, all it says is a fan. If you had an introduction song at Bristol, what would it be?
Well, I've sat here and thought about that now, and you know, one song that I actually play every week for a couple friends of mine as well is Danger Zone from Top Gun, and I think that would be a pretty fitting song to walk out to, especially at Bristol.
Mm-hmm. Who do you play it for? You said you play it for a couple people every week?
Yeah, every week we take off in the plane, the pilot's in the front, I end up playing it, and then when we land, of course, I play the anthem deal there too. When they land, they always look back and they're grinning and stuff. So it's been kind of a routine.
Gotcha. West Coast Gal 88 says, since you love to cook and she's a chef, she's interested in knowing your favorite dish to prepare.
I don't know I don't know what to call it though. I don't really have a name for it, but I've gotten really good.
What is it?
It's just I like cooking chicken and steaks and stuff, but I've really gotten good at you know, cutting up small pieces of chicken and steak and stuff, and sometimes baking them. Most times just cooking them in a pan in some vegetable or something and putting some spices on them and stuff. But you can use them over salad, and I do make one dish that's actually pretty good that one of my friends really likes. You just make some mashed potatoes and you put them back in the oven you get a block of Velveeta cheese and you cut it into a thin slice and lay two thin slices across the top of the mashed potatoes, and you put them in the oven for about 10 minutes and it melts on top, and that ends up being pretty good. So I know it's probably not the healthiest thing for you, but it's pretty good.
So tweet up at TJ's house, we're going to eat that.
Yeah, Betty Crocker here.
TJ, what is the funniest conversation you've ever had on the radio with Dale Jr.? AmpGal 68 wants to know.
The funniest conversation that we've ever had, I don't know. You know, once in a while we'll get in joke-telling moods and stuff, and we've had some pretty good little conversations about that. But I'd say my favorite ones are the ones that no one else has a clue about, but me and him and a couple other people maybe, you know, because everyone's like, what's he mean by that? And we all know. Those are probably my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Like a 1 bar situation, like kind of like that, but maybe a little bit more in the dark than that.
Marcy Seguin, I think is her name. She says, do you or Junior play practical jokes on the team at all?
You know, he doesn't really. I would say there's times when it goes by, you know, he'll get into a practical joke every now and then. A few years ago, it got really carried away with about 4 or 5 of us friends. I mean, I'm talking like douse them in the middle of the night with water and then throw a bunch of flour on them. We ended up actually have a buddy had to drag his mattress out onto his porch in the middle of the night. But you know, there was a few things jokes that really wanted to get played but didn't, kind of like a Jolly Rancher in a shower head, make y'all sticky when you get out of the shower and stuff. So I don't know. There's been we've ratchet strapped Mike Davis in his office a couple times, and that was kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah, actually. I think I actually have a picture of that, but
you got to tweet that.
Yeah, there's another good one that's fun to play is screenshotting someone's desktop and then deleting all their icons, and then they sit there and try to click their icons. You take a screenshot and use that as their background. Then you delete all their icons, and I think Mike almost had to get a new computer one time because of that. But that's always a good one to play. That's pretty
good.
Fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that on one of my media coworkers.
Film it. Yeah, please.
Arlene McGovern wants to know, how do you stay calm when things get heated up? Like when there is something going on the track, how are you doing that? Like what's going through your head? Take us through that.
I don't know. I guess that's just one thing that makes me a good spotter is I don't really get carried away even when when we were flipping at Daytona in the nationwide race. I was kind of like, hey, we're upside down. I may have told them to hold the brake when we were in the air, but I don't know about that. I'm not sure. It's just, I don't know. I could probably come up with some use ninja skills to slow my heart rate down or something. I don't know. I just part of it. I don't know how I do it.
One thing you told me one time is that after restrictor plate races, you get on the plane and you're like totally exhausted, but you haven't even realized that the whole time. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, that's one thing about short tracks and plate races is you're always, we're constantly focusing on your car, and you're looking at it the whole time almost, even under caution. I mean, you might get a couple minutes here and there, but you don't really realize it. If you're sitting in the stands, you're kind of looking over here. Hey, there's some guys racing over here. Take a drink. It's not like that. We are looking through binoculars all the time, looking at where every car is moving and watching. We know who's swapping lanes a lot, who's pushing who, and you just focus so hard on things that you don't even realize you're doing it until about an hour after the race, you get to the plane or you get home and you're just like, wow, I am wore out. And you wouldn't, you'd think we'd just stand up there all day and, oh, you should have all the energy in the world. You haven't done anything. But it's completely opposite of that. I mean, you're just focusing so hard on everything that you can see out there to give your driver the most information, and it really wears you down.
Joni again says, when Junior starts venting, do you sometimes help him calm down, or do you let Lance take care of it? Or when he's going, like Bristol, we all heard that on the radio. When you're on the spotter stand, you hear that, what do you do?
That's just, sometimes those guys they just need to get it out, And sometimes it's a shame that the rest of the world can hear on there, but I know they like to be involved and listen, but that's one of the downsides of being able to hear that stuff is you're inside then, you're going to hear stuff like that. Sometimes it's easier for them guys to get it off their chest right then and be done with it, than hold on to it for the rest of the race and then be mad after the race, And he's the type that, if you just let him be mad for a few minutes, he'll be done with it, and then you'll get back to what the main goal is. Like like Lance says, look, we can still get a good finish out of this. Mm-hmm. I knew when we come out of there, when he was riding under the caution, that he wasn't happy. I mean, I know enough not to say anything then, but if you just let him be mad for a few minutes, and that's just his way of handling it, if you just let him get it out, and then, then it'll be gone. He's done with it, and then we focus back on getting the best finish that we can.
Zach Inglesby says, how was the testing yesterday and today, and how do you think Martinsville will be for you guys?
Testing, I think, went great. I think we definitely ran well, I think, today and yesterday. The new car looks just like the old car except for the change. I mean, we haven't really seen anybody in a big pack or anything, and it's going to be way different when you're behind 25 cars or when you have to get back there and race some guys. So it's going to be that's when we're really going to find out how they are. But as far as like the spoiler and the wing, the cars look stable. They look fast. They look good going around. I mean, we'll really find out when we race. But Martinsville, I think we've really ran good there. We've been fast in practice, pretty fast in qualifying there. Over the last, and I really look forward to racing there. I know we've had a couple problems here and there, but that's just part of racing. I think he's really good there. He's gotten really good there. I think he's one of the top 5 guys there, I believe. So I'm looking really forward to going there.
I think we're about halfway through the chat, so I want to ask you real quick about your favorite flavor amp. I know we have some here, and this weekend at Martinsville is going to be a special paint scheme. It's going to be this sugar-free. Have you tried that?
Yeah, actually, the sugar-free is probably one of my favorite drinks from amp. I really like sugar-free. This new sugar-free flavor they got, the Lightning, is actually going to take over my new favorite drink from. I've just gotten into the sugar-free stuff for some reason. I used to really like the purple. The green was really good in the beginning, and then it was the purple, and now I'm about over the purple now, and I'm moving on to the Lightning sugar-free. So that's probably my favorite one right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing that special paint scheme this weekend.
I actually saw it before on the computer.
Yeah,
over there.
I saw a picture. I'm looking forward to seeing it going down on the track and stuff. And cars always look. It's always cool to go to Martinsville during qualifying because you can kind of go out and stand on the pit wall when they're going through the corner, and they're like right there. And I mean, it's just kind of cool to do that.
That's actually my favorite place to just stand there and watch because it feels like you could just reach out and touch them.
Yeah,
they're right there.
That's probably one of the slowest corners they'll ever have racing. So it's kind of cool to go and stand there.
Just a reminder, you're chatting live with TJ Majors, 88 Team Spotter on ampupthe88.com. Place Amp Up before the race each week. Just keep the questions coming. We got about 15 more minutes, I think. Let me ask you this. Is there a way that you keep yourself trained for the weekend? John Douglas is wondering, Dale Jr. can run a sim race what do you do? I mean, is there a way you can stay sharp or anything like that?
You know, by the time we finish all the practices and stuff, you kind of gotta, you're kind of in the rhythm of that track. You kind of know how the cars are going to handle and how they're running, what lines they're running and stuff. You kind of have an idea already. And anytime you can do like I work the nationwide side too, so anytime I get a race in before our race on Sunday, so I already have an idea that what grooves, how the grooves are going to move around, and that's kind of my practice for Sunday. I would say would be the nationwide deal.
Apparently we have a question here from Lance McGrew. I don't know if this is the actual Lance McGrew or what, but he would like to know, what's it like being a spotter for the most popular driver in the sport?
It's probably about the same as being the crew chief for the most popular driver in the sport. It's fun, and we both know, we have a really good time. I'm fortunate enough to be good friends with him, and it, like I said, working my way up, working with Sterling Marlin for 2 years, and just working my way up like that. It was really cool to actually be in a spot. Back then I was like, wow, sure would be nice to do that one day. It'd be awesome, to be up there working with him and working with that car, and I'm really fortunate that it played out that way, and we both, I look forward to him driving the car every week, and I think he looks forward to me spotting every week. So, it's the only thing bad about it is you're always under a microscope, and I know Lance knows about that. So, but it's just part of it, but it's fun. I think we all enjoy it.
Did you understand Sterling, everything he said on the radio when we were spotting for him?
No, not even close. No. But some of the funny things I didn't understand, though. It's pretty funny.
D88 Junior 08. That's a lot of 8s in that name. That was really hard to say, actually. What is the toughest track to spot at? He wants to know.
The toughest place is probably Bristol's one of the toughest, just because things happen so fast there, and before you know it, somebody could spin out by themselves when you're not even looking, and you're right there. And another thing too is a lot of times guys will, with the different grooves forming there, it's getting harder and harder though too, because guys run the top, and are they going to be there off the corner, or they aren't going to be there? You kind of have to know what you're doing a little bit, but it's real hard because some guys will get a run and they'll look inside, even though they're not gonna be there. They might try to outbrake them somehow there. That'd be like a one-bar guy trying to do this, but it just makes it hard there when just stuff like that happens. I don't know. That's probably the toughest place. Martinsville's kind of got the same effect, but everyone's trying to get to the bottom of Martinsville, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Cody Racing 29 wants to know how often you get on iRacing.
Believe it or not, I race on iRacing quite a bit. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's I have a lot of friends on there, and we have a really really good little fun community there. And I'm probably on there. I run a lot of practices, and we run a lot of hosted races on there. But there's nothing I don't enjoy about getting on there and running. I mean, it's just something I've enjoyed for almost all my life is sim racing, and we're fortunate enough now to have a place like iRacing to go and have the community that we have there. There's over 17,000 people on there now, and I'm gonna get out of here tonight and get on there with Tony Jr. I think, and teach him some lessons.
Who's better?
Oh,
you by far?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Baby Momo 79 wants to know what kind of music do you like?
I like a little bit of everything. I never used to listen to country until I moved to North Carolina, and I've actually started to like a little bit of country. I like crazy 80s stuff. I like a lot of 90s stuff. I like a lot of rap. I mean, a lot of alternative stuff. There's just nothing really that I won't listen to. He's got a pretty big music collection, and I've learned of a lot of other types of music from that, and it's kind of stuff that I never thought really existed or liked. And I've actually come to like some of that stuff.
ERV Mary wants to know if Dale Jr. ran with other cars much during the test this week, and how many times did you have to say clear?
I'd probably say clear maybe 70 times between all the runs and coming in and going out on the track and stuff, and maybe not that many, maybe 50. I don't know. You got to remember.
So a decent amount, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just clear, all clear, go up and go. I mean, it's just stuff like that. And what was the other part of it?
Just did he run in traffic at all? Because I mean, I know a lot of cars were
a little bit.
single,
It's going to be the same story. When you get behind somebody, the more cars you're behind, the less air that's going to be on the front of your car. So it's going to be the same story that way. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a real big difference in the. You know, if you're 10th, you're gonna be looking for some air. You know, if you're leading, you're gonna be in the right spot. It's just you're still gonna be able to take a guy's line away if there's a guy running the top, and you move up to the top and he's 10 car lengths back. He might not get any closer than 5 car lengths just because he needs that air in the corner. And if he goes to the bottom there, he's gonna need the room up off the corner, and you're gonna be there with the momentum. So it's gonna be you're gonna want your car to run on the bottom good, obviously, but it's gonna be the same deal. You're gonna look for air.
So you don't see a huge difference with the spoiler coming in?
I don't see one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be. I think Talladega is going to be pretty fun. I really enjoyed that Talladega test. I thought that was pretty fun.
Let me ask you this: Debbie Rollins wants to know, what is one goal you have for the team this season?
I think my goal for the team is, we obviously want to be in the chase, and we obviously want to make a run at the championship. And we've obviously had to go up against a lot of things here in the last year, and we're turning it around. And it's kind of cool seeing these guys, work as hard as they've worked, and people put in as much time and effort as they have, and to see it turn around. So it's kind of cool doing that. So I think my expectations are to make the chase, and then once that chase starts, it's like an even playing field. You could go in there and win the first 2 races and kind of fade a little bit. I think my expectations are to get there and run top 10 every week. If you do that, you're going to be pretty good, and I don't see why we can't do that.
This is kind of an interesting question. Amanda Hutchinson wants to know, growing up, who was your favorite driver?
I grew up at dirt tracks, going to a lot of dirt tracks in Western Pennsylvania and New York, and this might sound a little crazy, but I've always enjoyed watching Dave Blaney drive sprint cars, and I was born in Western Pennsylvania, so and he was from Ohio, and I was into a lot of sprint car stuff, and I've always enjoyed watching him race. So that's probably one of my favorite drivers growing up.
This is kind of an interesting one. Do you enjoy being a member of the Dirty Mo Posse?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's a.
Is it glamorous?
It's not like a secret society or something. It's just something that I don't even think it's like something you really, it's just a group of us, of friends that are just like to be around each other and have a really good time. We're all really big piece of each other's lives, and it's kind of, that's one thing that helped me when I moved to North Carolina. I went from living with my parents to basically, in a house with a buddy and kind of doing my own laundry, and it was a lot easier because they had such a tight, close group of friends that accepted me and treated me like a brother, and it was really cool. And there's 4, 5, 6 of us that are like, we just know each other. It's really kind of fun. They're some of my best friends, and I don't think I'd be able to do what I do today without them.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have a membership card or something?
No, I don't. Mine must have got lost in the mail.
Okay. What Junior Chevy guy wants to know, what's your favorite thing to do off the track?
iRace.
Yeah.
iRacing. I don't know. Yeah, I like to play on the computer. Play a little Call of Duty, iRacing. Worry about my baby girl coming. That's one of the other things.
How close is that?
2 months away from that. So I'm.
You pretty excited?
Yeah, it's probably one of the best things that's happened in my life. It kind of changes you a little bit when you get that news, and it's all for the better. The closer you get, the more excited you get. It's kind of like Christmas in May now. So I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
You started building the crib or anything yet?
Yeah, it's pretty much set.
You're pretty much good to go?
I think so.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
MM Green 35-121. Dang, that's a lot of numbers, MM Green. Have you ever lost your voice spotting somewhere like Talladega where you talk all the time?
I've never lost my voice spotting, but we were in Las Vegas this year, and I don't know, allergies, my eyes kept watering, and it was like I kept rubbing my eyes. I mean, they were just constantly watering, and it's almost making my eyes water now thinking about it. But I actually went downstairs at the hotel, and I bought some allergy medicine. I think it cost me like $30 for the tiniest packet you could buy, and it was all right. But it was starting to make me nervous because it was so hard to see. My eyes just kept watering and watering. But I've never lost my voice. That's probably the only thing that's really kept me from, kept worried me a little bit.
Yeah. Arlene McGovern, by the way, she's a big Junior fan. She's on Twitter all the time.
Arlene?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
If you weren't a spotter, what would you be doing for a living, or what would you want to do?
I'd probably still be working in a shop. Just I've got a lot of friends, and obviously it's like a big family. We all almost know each other. We see each other every week for 38 weeks a year. I mean, that's kind of like family. Eventually, guys move around, and you get a chance to work with a lot of different people, and they just move around, and you stay in touch with them and stuff. So I think I'd probably still be working in a shop. I enjoyed working on the cars and being involved in it. I really liked that.
Jennifer T22 wants to know, do you miss the dirt modified racing events like Super Dirt Week?
Yeah, I wish we didn't have a race that weekend because I'd probably go up there. I went there for probably almost 10 years in a row, and it was it's just something I like to do. And I really like the dirt modifieds and dirt late models and stuff, and I really enjoyed going up there. Sometimes you go there and the weather would be 25 degrees and snowing, and you go back the next year and it'd be 80 degrees and sunny. I guess that's just the luxury of living in Western New York. So I wish I could still go back there.
You ever spotted a dirt race? Is that any different?
I don't think I've ever spotted a dirt race. I've ran a dirt race one time, and it was probably some of the most fun I've ever had. But I don't think I've ever spotted a dirt race.
Looks like we just got like a minute left here, so I want to ask you really quick because on next week on AmpUpThe88.com, Doug Ducart's going to be in the seat. And it's going to be 12:30, March 31st. And I just want to know if you can give the people out there any maybe dirt or scoop that you have on Doug that they should ask him, like any ideas. I mean, he's pretty high up there, so I don't know if you want to get yourself in trouble. But
yeah, I might have to get out of bed for that one. Yeah.
12:30. That's
12. No. I don't know. Doug's probably one of the guys that you don't really want to step on his toes, so I guess I'll just let that one go.
Smart move.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us on AmpUpThe88.com, place where you amp up for the race each week. We appreciate you coming out. Thanks for all the good questions. Thank you, TJ. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
See you guys.